I have tomatoes. Yes, also pumpkins. Or was it apples? Filter of the Fearless Eve. This potion will turn even the most slyly libertine into a valiant hero. Okay, I should have given this to the goddamn pen. Well, no use for it anymore. Live and learn, I guess. Not like it's the worst first opportunity I've passed in this game.
Toasty!
What do you do with soap? Bubbles? I want to try a few things. Nerds. Test times. I would basically want to try if we could do water balloons. I'm not sure what exactly is involved in it. I can't see a sensible way to make one. Intestines probably would be the one most close. Tenebrium ingots, and I don't actually have the blacksmithing ability. So now I just have 200 pounds of extra crap I'm holding around. Surely I can buff it by a point. I can probably get it 4 without doing anything extra. Yeah, I should have at least 2 gear pieces that do that. Definitely some kind of a bracer thing. They don't really weigh anything. And they have decent amount of value to it, so even just selling them away probably makes sense. $6,200, weighs 4, causes rot infection unless handle is killed with Tenebrium use. Right, another thing I wanted to try is I need a barrel of water basically. I'm sure there's one somewhere. Water isn't there. Water isn't exactly super rare in our town.
Perhaps wrestling an earth element.
I want to see the end to the ink issue. It's probably a bad end, but I still want to see it. Okay, can I combine this with intestines?
Join the Sun Club if you got an eye for
Yeah, water
hot
balloons.
potatoes.
That makes sense to me. So, not so much. What is so? The problem is, it could be pretty much anything. Truck. I need bone powder.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Don't really have a lot of stardust anymore.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
I'm straight. I'm true. Harry's by the cousins.
Could take moon dust and stardust, but it's a much better recipe. Okay, I can still make 8 of these. Language craft scrolls.
Wing of worm. Brew and spice 'em. Stir and churn.
So it's another crapshoot what exactly we're gonna get from this, but hope for the best. Hope for that we'll get another unlocked scroll.
Potions to bemuscle you. Scrolls to entussle you.
Okay, what did we get? I think we had a silence already.
Let's see.
Okay.
Halibut,
I got
cheese,
2 extra magical
tomatoes.
unlock scrolls. Soul sap I had already. Oath of Desecration, Destroy Summon. That's not bad. Maledictions, Vampiric Touches, Drain Willpower, and Summon Undead Warriors.
Harry's by the cousins.
Ooh, and Bloodstone. How would we drain this anyway?
Let's see. Halibut,
It would develop the
cheese,
end of time
cheese,
thing.
Tomatoes.
Okay, doesn't matter. I want to see the end thing finished.
True. Harry's by
Ukula Forest, near Goblin Village. I think. This is not gonna end well, but I think this probably does fail. Should have give him the potion so he had the courage to just escape, I guess. Frederick's dead. Can't do anything. I did not expect this. Literally cannot even talk to the guide. That seems just weird. And we shrug and we move on with life. Cave of Portals. The only portals we've really encountered would be the mines that are no longer accessible. Where are you people going? Yep. There's no quick travel way there either anymore. Okay, there is one thing I could do. There's the... We needed to create a bloodstone to pass the Immaculate test. I'm not particularly all that interested in completing it, but what I do want to see is what exactly does the other side offer? I'm guessing it's just basically an end to things. So you get access to the portal that allows you to return really where the Immaculates were, and congratulations, you're now a member. I don't want to do that if that's the only thing it is. Gosh. Come on. No. Come on. God damn it. We expect this now. Shit.
Awaken and serve!
Give me the poison immune decoy.
Accelerating action!
They're gonna attack us, but I don't think I'll be in too big of a trouble. As long as most of their attacks go to the skeleton, I'll be fine. They slowed the skeleton that was already slowed because the balloon here slows a bit. Excellent. There isn't all that much I can do. You're bringing him closer to us. I don't really have action points to move around too much. Basically one of them down. I get a single attack in still. I don't understand why they're still slowing my ass. Right, I'm taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too serious. Extra spiderlings joining in, don't think that's too dangerous either. It's not enough to overcome our healing. So I think we'll be fine then. The only threat really is that they start to focus on the spellcasters. I need to move a little bit. I can't save enough points. Can't save enough points to cast anything too hard or high level. Are you? Chance to hit is pretty pathetic. Slewed. That doesn't explain it. It's weakness. Did I lose a weapon? Probably, yeah. Weakness will last quite a long time. Damage minus 50%, strength minus 50. That's pretty bad. Everything requires more strength than I actually have. Okay, old pike it is then. And I lost the armor, that's the best part. So yeah, we are taking extra strength chance. Yeah, without the armor we're taking so much damage, this is becoming a real problem. Jaha should be able to remove the weakness, I think. Alternatively, we could go for something else. Definitely can't remove it. Another summoned creature. A little bit of extra damage isn't gonna make much of a difference here, but another summoned creature would allow us to have a decoy here until our status specs go by. You. How does this work? Forks up 5 times looking for next target in a 7-meter radius, so it doesn't really show the radius itself. So what if I just land it directly in the middle of nowhere? There are 3 enemies close by, so let's attack them. Well, it attacked something. Still wasn't super impressed by it. Oh, we're in trouble. Air Elemental seems to be acting as a decoy for 2 spiders though, so that's actually really good. No, just for 1. Ah, crap. Okay, where the hell are the spiders? There should be 3. Where is this? There's 1 wounded, 1 full health, and 1 bird, but nothing much else.
What just happened?
Yeah, and I stunned 2 of my own guys. Excellent, excellent. For God's sake, this probably couldn't go any worse. We have no armor, no weapons. We are in a field of fire, so every poison attack they do basically explodes in addition to doing the poison damage. Yeah. I'm not sure if removing the stun will do much. I also need to heal, otherwise people are gonna start dying. These guys are stunned multiple turns too, but I really can't do anything about that. I just blew this so badly. I didn't realize how badly the fire would basically end up spreading in the end. All the spiders seem to be way off. Are you telling me I can't cast this at all? Yeah, I'm in a bit of smoke, sure, but no, I can't cast this. I'm guessing, is it because I'm burning? Just sometimes things just don't go your way. I should be attacking, but I can't really do that. I might be able to put a fire shield on someone. Negate the burning, I guess. It's not much, but it's something. I might go for a cheap summon too, still.
Ambushed by a scoundrel.
And I got stunned. Get too close to the blood. Now, naturally, the stun effect is no longer here when the spiders come. So, yeah. Ugh, I'm loading. This was so goddamn and embarrassing of a fuck up. Everything just went wrong. The biggest annoyance is the loss of equipment every time something happens to Medora. Naturally other attributes could also lose equipment to other people, but strength is by far the most commonly affected. So you need a lot of additional strength to keep things going. I literally can't wear my own gear. Right. Without additional gear, I couldn't wear my own gear. I'm thinking of taking a talent that gives me an extra attribute. Bigger and better. Yeah, there are some other things that might be fine. Extra durability, extra resistances, things like that. But the crashing every time we get something happen to our strength is so annoying. Where was it? Haven't been. Ooh, that's a lot of eggs. Fuck you, eggs. That wasn't a long fight. I might just hate the spiders.
I need to dry off.
And the funny thing is, it's not even the spiders that are the problem. It's the wind.
Relief.
Actually, the few survived the fire. The iron we could mine out of this.
Ready to advance, ready to defend.
Okay, what am I doing? I'm trying to get the Immaculate Temple thing, right. We probably should talk to Medora too. I don't want to do it now, since this is sort of a whatever fuck up type of attempt we're doing right now. Where did we fight the spiders? I'm sort of lost now. Still there's a spider egg here. We are not getting experience if we kill them while they're in their egg form though. We need to do something to it. That should entice it to pop up.
Falling in anger. Fiendish sluggishness.
There we go. Electricity has been my worst enemy and my best ally in this game. Especially with blood, I seem to ignore always the possibility that blood actually conducts. But it seems probably because it's so unreliable how it always happens. I mean the unreliability of usually when I use these type of electricity attacks, it ignores anything that happens to be on the path, but sometimes it just hits everything. And I don't know what's the difference in a lot of cases.
You are but kindling for my triumphant blaze.
Still, where was the tree? where am I? Need to be somewhere there, so wait, this seems more familiar. As long as we stick to the western edge, we should be ending up more or less where we want to be. Immaculate Trial Dump. This waypoint shrine. What purpose does it serve? I can just use the stone whenever I want, so I don't need it by means. And I don't want to join the Immaculates unless it's absolutely mandatory to progress in the game, but I haven't got any that kind of impression so far. Still think that it's probably tied to the creation of the stone and killing the chicken, which I don't think the game gives two shits about. It's trying to guilt the player about it though.
Holy hands, how I...
Yeah, I think we're just gonna bail on this. I'm reluctant to use the stone only because the game seems to be giving us uses for them. Like, use something to heal, that sort of thing. Where is it?
One man's trash is another man's.
I wonder if we could make a proper bloodstone here and use it. Because there seems to be a benefit the more you do them. So missing one opportunity could miss out on something very important, like...
Ah, wonderful! You're both here once more. Can you guess what's happened? Surely by now you know the signs. Or perhaps you can simply guess from how utterly giddy I am.
The tapestry repaired itself.
Take a look. All your work has not been for naught. This last starstone you discovered has given the weaver just what she needed to mend another portion of the tapestry.
Yeah, I think the game might actually even be completable in a way where you don't complete all of these, so you wouldn't maybe realize all that was going on.
Another tantalizing tidbit of long-lost history awaits us. Another piece of your story is ours to discover. Oh, how very thrilling.
For millennia, the God Box was flanked by the two devoted guardians. But Astarte's playmate, a creature called the Trife turned her attention to the forbidden box. I may know a way to destroy what's inside, hissed the scheming creature. Together, we can set the Guardians free. Open its lid, Astarte, and we can have a look together. Astarte trusted her friend and assented. She pitied the Guardians and welcomed a chance to free them. Let me help you, she whispered into the ear of one. I know your duty, but you both deserve a chance at freedom. Haven't you suffered enough of this chore? She asked the other. Look, your companion is free already. The Guardians, unaccustomed to such attention, started. She had planted a seed of curiosity within them, rekindled a desire that had, for eons, lain dormant. Slowly, they glanced at one another, and the Trife's trap was sprung.
We were seduced then, tricked into neglecting our duty for the briefest of moments.
Every year, I said.
Tricked, seduced, excuses for failure. It was our duty to guard the box, and we faltered.
Yes, but I got the impression that we weren't exactly people anymore as guardians, so I'm not sure it matters. We were more or less like spirits or golems or something like that. We had a specific set of things to do. But I'm not sure to what extent you can place blame on a creature like that.
If a goddess ventured to make us falter, we can hardly hold ourselves accountable for trusting her.
That's still deflecting blame.
A bit drafty in here, isn't it? Are we near a vent?
Obedient or egotistical? Somewhat excusable when someone does it for the first time. Less so once you have an example to follow. So we know what happens. We know what the consequence of all of this is. We don't do it on the other hand. I'm not sure if there's any kind of a massive consequence to that either.
I salute you, my master. Other elementals lie in wait until with a word you command them to action. Which one of them, pray, has your preference?
I'll take my lead. I need to see the options this time. I want witchcraft if at all possible, but I don't see how water or earth would specifically be one or the other. I would incline to think water is something, but it could also be something that I'm not seeing. I haven't used the marksman, for example, at all.
I salute you,
okay, let's go with the eyes
that is
first.
Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed.
Thy will be.
Please sleep on that.
Oh, It's so cold in here.
Dearest guardians, how
I don't care what you have to say, I'm just here for the...
You know what? I do feel like a child.
By the hoary beard of Boreas, can
Right,
it be?
so
You've
Rain of
come.
Arrows.
You've come home.
Water
It's about time,
essences.
isn't it? Your quarters have been invaded by all manner of madness.
Hail attacks. Mass heal. Heal all within an area for 7 turns. 100% chance to heal 96 vitality. So basically regeneration throughout the entire fight. We also have one of the master skills, the Winter Blast already. So the mass healing would be the only real reason to do it. Also, we have no real use for the marksman crap.
Off to explore your...
On the other hand, we have no earth elemental skills really. And we could very much do with just the lower level abilities for a long time.
I salute you, my master, and that is
Yes, it is.
Yes, in...
thy will.
So witchcraft would basically be the only reason to take their elemental at this stage. At the same time, I think we're moving into the area where some kind of a witch is supposed to be. So I would be inclined to guess that that's the place to get master witchcraft scrolls
This
anyway.
is a plane worthy of an
Or
earth
books,
elemental,
still
right?
books.
A kernel of serenity.
dearest God. Oh, but
You
The
know what?
spirit of Father Nature came to me in a dream
And
last night when he
shit.
told me to welcome you.
Starstone and grow up.
Soul Sap. Lower all the target's powers and resistances. Primary attributes decreased by 2, bodybuilding and willpower abilities decreased by 5, all their elemental and physical resistances are decreased by 50%, duration 2 turns. So here's how I see this. This is not the damage increasing thing that the physical and elemental resist decrease would indicate. In order for you to make that use of this, you'd have to have this in a scroll. Now this is a once per combat ability. What this is the battering ram to lower bodybuilding and willpower abilities. So you can get other status effects to start to stack. Then you can use other abilities to further lower bodybuilding and willpower or things like that. This is pretty much a guaranteed ability to play some kind of an enemy out of the fight for a couple of turns and stack all kinds of other disabling abilities on them during that time. Death Punch. 560 to 684 crushing damage on a target near you. It's fairly high cost to use. I mean, it's fine, but I don't think this is particularly interesting. Invulnerability. Master Witchcraft. Make yourself invulnerable. 100% chance to set invulnerable status for 2 turns. Once per combat. High intelligence. Right. How does high intelligence improve this? So once per combat for 2 turns you can't be killed. Problem being, it's on a caster that has no survivability. Resurrect a dead ally to 50% of its vitality at a location within 10 meters. So basically we have a damage spell of crushing variety. Could be useful against certain type of opponents. You could get an easy 50% damage increase to that, so closer to 900 points of damage with a single spell. Not bad. Resurrection could be useful, but we have a lot of scrolls that more or less allow us to do the same thing. Not quite, I think the range is longer, but you revive with less hit points. Vulnerability again could be useful, but I don't think
May
so.
the earth's
I'm inclined to go with the water, because we can literally take advantage of the abilities right now, and mass heal would be massively useful. Basically, low-level regeneration for all party members. Extra way to stack healing. Actually, I'm not sure is it that useful. How do the heals stack? Can the regeneration override it? Or do they stack? I can't exactly just heal with the regeneration no matter what though. So in that sense it doesn't matter. Roderick also, thanks to the fire, has a healthy selection of attack spells, summon spells, debuffs. So it's not exactly vital that we get something immediately. We get one extra adept, a couple of extra novice, 2 masters. I don't think the resurrection is a good one because you can get so many scrolls. You can just buy them too. Death Punch and Soul Sap. Or Invulnerability. Invulnerability would be good on someone else, not for Roderick. At the same time, I'm not sure if Death Punch is exactly amazing either, but sometimes it probably would be. I don't know.
Sam, have you seen my magic box? It's got all kinds of wonders stashed inside.
I'll take the
salute you,
water.
my master, and that is your
Yes, it is.
Yes, in
thy.
So let's see what Astarte has to say to us.
Oh, it's so cold in here.
Dearest guardians, how I rejoice at the sight of your growth, both in power and in prowess. And yet I cannot help but wonder, will it ever be enough? Will you craft yourselves once more into the warriors that you were? Oh, in the end you are like infants still, infants that would perish with a broken wail had they not their mother's milk to suckle. But you always were like children, weren't you? As are we all in the eyes of the gods. And yet they set an impossible task before you, then blamed you when you failed. How foolish even the divines can be, how lacking in compassion.
I do feel like a child, being kept in the dark about so many things.
I guess we'll have to find more starstone and grow up.
Anything else besides the elemental here? Ancient letter. My friend and ally, my burden is insurmountable it seems, and I have no one to share it with but you. Isn't that a strange thing? I have it all. I am a ruler of worlds, yet it means so very little to me, if anything at all. I cannot seem to stop thinking about her. I see her fall over and over. I see it strike her down. It saw an opening and it struck, so very quickly, because of us. We feared and so we failed her, yet never have we said these words aloud. Has the time come?
By the hoary beard of Boreas, can it be? You've come home. It's about time, isn't it? Your quarters have been invaded by all manner of madness.
Who are you?
Does my brilliant frost beguile you? I am ice, of course. A soldier of ice, to be explicit, and this is where I have dwelt across many eons. Here I wait for the day, if ever, I am called to serve the realm again.
What do you mean by calling this my home?
Could I be more explicit? This place is of your essence. Can't you feel it in your very bones, as I do in every crystal of frost within me? You belong here, and this place belongs to you. I cannot tell you why or how, but I know it to be true.
You say you served the realm before?
Of course. Alongside my opposite, the eternal fire, we were summoned in service of a goal greater than the timeless battle between heat and cold. Yes, together we sought victory against the void. You can thank our great army for all of this, you know. For existence itself. Those were times of great proportions. The forces of nothingness pitted against those of life, and naught but ourselves marching to the beat set by our great leaders could stop the void's encroachment. Your home, your rules, naturally. What would you like to know?
Do I want to buy the essences? Suppose I might as well. I'm thinking we probably have enough money to start buying the secrets too. I mean, there's some skill books I'm interested in, but they're maybe like less than 2,000 individually. There's not much point in buying equipment. So what exactly am I going to do with the money, or the money I'm getting from the equipment I'm currently always getting more and more and more of? And I don't really have an answer to that. Shrapnel scatter. Target a corpse or a container and make it explode. The flying debris will damage characters around it. Okay, this is either very good or a piece of shit. Depends on the damage. This has no damage information. Increased armor, higher resistance against all elements. I'm interested in the master abilities. Rain of arrows. 200 to 333 piercing damage to each enemy. An area of effect arrow attack, I guess. Arrow spray. Fire 16 arrows in a 45-degree arc. Each arrow does 34 to 56 piercing damage. Possibly better when you have a decent bow and some skill. It's still not bad though, depending on your piercing damage resistance, I guess. Increases luck and critical chance of you and all around you. Right, so what exactly do we want? We have Winter Blast. Maslow. Mass disease, mass healing. Okay, mass disease, all enemies within an area. Lowers constitution and body build. Probably not horrible abilities to use. Hail attack. Once per combat. I think hail attack and I'm thinking mass disease might be more useful than mass healing. Because we can always heal through potions. So, and the potions are actually much better heals than these. The 100% chance to heal about 100 health, that's fine. In the end it'll heal about 700. But I can basically spend 2 action points on a guy and basically heal like 50% of my health, which is at around this point is more or less like 500 plus. So the mass healing will become increasingly irrelevant. Mass disease, on the other hand, might not. It's only a couple of turns, but the ability to lower bodybuilding and constitution at the same time is not something that's totally trivial. The range is significant. Disease all enemies within an area. Range 18 meters. That's a massive area. Okay, let's see if we can mitigate the cost a little bit. Still don't understand why I'm holding the inert stones. I get that they probably are important, but why? Maybe you can make more bloodstones out of them and use them to get something more for yourself. Right, these are basically thieves' equipment, more or less, but they have fighter strength requirements, so no one can use them. There isn't that much interesting for us to sell here. I don't think I have to pay any money to him. Yeah. I have other extra equipment pieces we could just throw away. Don't particularly care about them though. Right. Roderick usually doesn't have most of the equipment unless I specifically give him. Right.
Off to explore your abode, are you? Very good. I'm sure there's something around here that will jog your memory.
Just arranging the equipment in case we do, in case we switch equipment pieces around, so I have an easier time detecting what's new stuff. Yeah, we are. I think we're gonna resurrect Dead Ally at 20% of its vitality versus 50% of the spell. I think if we want to get the vitality thing up, we should take the talent that gives you 100% vitality if you get resurrected. The scrolls are just a more sensible way to manage things. Yeah, I have a lot of equipment pieces I have no use for. I should have divine items too. I suppose the secrets only make sense. We really have no other way to get rid of all the money. I can't see any kind of massive amount of money we would require for anything special. I mean, we have trouble buying everything. Spend enough money really at this point. I'm buying all kinds of secondary crap that I'm not even using, and I still get richer and richer and richer constantly. Yeah, at least we're gonna start getting water essences too. Probably could go and buy extra essences from the other elementals. I'm inclined to do it simply because I'll forget if I don't do it. Was that it? Who the hell has all my divine items? Weird. Okay. I'll see if they sell extra elemental essences again. I'm starting to be fairly sure that's never going to really pay out because I'm too lazy to actually bother with the crafting. As long as we can make do without doing it, I'm probably going to ignore it for the most part. Unless we hit some kind of a real snag. No new no new essences. Where are the essences? Blank books seem to be... Okay, it seems like a blank book and 2 essences were created when we basically got a war last year. I would imagine it's tied to the level up. This might happen in a lot of stores, that certain type of crafting pieces basically get replenished every time you level up. Also, he's got a huge amount of gold again. Right. Get extra crap, get richer. Got enough money out of this, so we could afford to buy a secret or 2. I think I already got some kind of a secret too. I mean, I literally got a secret from a map that I don't recall checking. Mendius's final stash, probably. According to Mendius's note, he buried his last possessions in this very spot. Okay. What spot is that? No idea. It was probably in the garden that we dug up.
A bit drafty in here, isn't it?
A quick look on equipment that we probably should just ditch. We're gonna use this.
returned, my brilliant friend.
Yeah.
What is it that
Another
you wish
book,
to know?
another essence, couple of essences. And that is it. Only master level ability we have here is Fury, Shackles Pain. There should be more abilities. I mean more than 2. There's like 3 or 4 on the magical front at least. One-handed dark sword. These aren't worth that much, and there's always a chance we might get a new guy to join the group. Although I see that probably being extremely. I mean, I don't want new guys to join this late stage anymore. Or there's gloves. Right, so we're more or less getting everything we want, and we're getting extra money on top of that.
Take care.
Just need to discuss the ice elemental with the people here.
You know what, great jokes. Oh,
What exactly
I
are
could
we
tell a
going to do
joke or
next?
two. We on a good day.
Slaves and masters. Tell the impatient return to prison. Found a recipe describing how to brew elixir of courage. Yeah, but this isn't the end of the quest. But we can't do anything with this. We couldn't interact with the Immaculate either. But this is clearly unfinished, so what now?
I have seen the void, and it haunts me. It follows my vision like confused spots after staring in
What's the word, Source Hunter? My friend.
Good to see you on the shelter plane. It shall be my pleasure.
And
we have seen that the Trife tricked Astarte into tricking us. What was he if he was a friend to Astarte?
I think he is an ancient being so very old he outstrips the gods in their longevity. I think he used to be one with the void, that he used to roam freely through a universe that knew no creation. Perhaps that is why, I conjecture, he may well regard all that is as an abomination as terrifying as we hold the void to be. Time is a transgression most contemptible in his eyes. Space, mere savagery. We know what he did. He befriended Astarte and fed her curiosity until it became so agitated with the need to know what rested in the God Box that she herself, this creature of unadulterated purity, turned to deception. He longs for a return to a pre-creational state, for the death of the gods, for the nothingness in which he was born. At least, that is my highly educated guess.
It's got all kinds of wonders stashed inside.
Most certainly.
All frost.
Got it in one wonderful place, isn't it? I find that a dollop of cold helps to concentrate when I'm writing my histories. Perhaps it will inspire you too. Much can be learned from elementals. Their forces are primal and ancient. Wield them and you wield the very cause of nature.
how might I serve our mission? Ask, and I shall answer, if I can.
straight to the void.
Threads I weave and tales I see. All will I tell. The son of Frost, how mighty he was, a giant that lived for war. He and the aspect of fire, what enemies they used to be. But you sealed their allegiance and their friendship so that together, you could overcome. Overcome the dark that was spreading.
I wonder how much...
Source Hunter, welcome, welcome.
Nothing new or interesting with these guys. I suppose they have resurrection scrolls. We have quite a lot of them, but at the same time they're cheap, and I hate to be in a situation even once where I have to basically think where I can't have enough of them. So a couple of extra scrolls in your inventory isn't gonna end the world, is it? Okay, you have 3. You have 2, 7, 5. I'd like 3 at least for everyone. Simply because in a tough situation they might have to resurrect everyone.
The great absence of all that even the gods cannot comprehend.
Although I don't see how that possibly will be.
Like infinity.
I mean, if you resurrect one of the others, they'll have the scrolls necessary to resurrect the rest. Right. And things here. I still would have the talent points to spend somewhere, I guess.
There is magic to this place, isn't there? No matter how forlorn it seems.
There is magic, but it is not so much forlorn as it is void. I trust.
The problem being, I don't really know where I would want to use that thing.
Oh, we near I wonder how much of a spark it takes to zap a human to make...
The Ice King. No. A lot of these are just rubbish. More action points and when your health is low.
And delight me, Sir I.
Doom! That's a nice change, doesn't it?
You flatter me, Berlin, but yes, I quite like to weave between 2 planes of existence, bound by mind and
Makes you
soul.
immune to stun,
There is a grandeur to it.
but it only applies to Jahan, so not worth it. Heals you when you're standing in blood.
I think I could fly straight to the void. All the way up.
You and Zandalor have always been close, I. Pray tell me, did you know anything about his affair at the King Crown?
Boosts non-magical attacks by 50% against opponents with slow, crippled, or knocked down.
Box. It's got all kinds of wonders stashed
So the
inside.
bully could actually be very useful for Medora too. I think she already has it.
If that were true, he wouldn't have been murdered.
I forgot that slowed also
of the
figures
apocalypse as a result now, would
it
he?
gives much more use with a slow current ability. Also mass slew would have been more appropriate. Yeah, I think I'll take all skilled up with Jahan, because there aren't that many good traits here, and I have use for ability points right now. Which spends 5 on something. I'm more or less inclined to push the craftsmanship into level 5, both crafting and blacksmithing. I wouldn't have to rely on the gear at all to get it done. Both would need a You can switch gear to get the necessary points here. Next would probably be Lore Master. I'd hate to not be able to do that. But this would mean I can buff equipment. I'm not sure if the blacksmithing was worth it, but crafting, I think so.
tempting me.
I wonder how much of a spark it takes to zap a human to vapor.
Here is no better than the
A bit drafty in here, isn't it? Are we near a event?
Timed void. He wouldn't. Would he?
Right. I think it was crafting 5 to do the improved basic gear type of things. Mother Mage.
That's a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Plus 2 points to Charisma. Lose pointing into Nova.
Oh, every year. Every year, I said.
I wonder what the Lone Wolf actually does. I sort of initially thought that this is for a guy who wants to play solo. But how would that work in a situation like this? You can't exactly lose your companion solo. A character with Lone Wolf can no longer have a companion, but receives 70% bonus base vitality, 2 bonus to turn action points, maximum action points, and extra ability point on level up.
But if they succeed, the time.
So does this mean that you only have 1 character instead of 2? Or does this mean that you have the 2 characters but no additional companions are available? I would think you only have 1 main character, but it would never fit with the... I mean, how would the main plot work? Okay, this is an easy thing to test.
Thank the gods we've learned to handle this all properly.
What, you don't fancy dying a slow, toxic death?
It literally means you can't have a companions. So there's no way to really solo the game, is there? Not you can play with your main characters. I suppose you could let the other guy maybe die, but yeah, it's I'm not sure if that's a terrible thing. It will still be very challenging in a lot of places. Right. Four extra recovery action points. Vitality decreased by 50%. I don't like any of my goddamn traits anymore. There are no attribute or ability point increasing ones. So I literally do not want any of these. I probably shouldn't spend this, because if I get extra abilities, the amount of talents I can choose from increases. And I am looking for Geomancer with this. There's no getting around that, so Geomancer it is. It would allow me to get 5 novice, 2 adept. Not bad.
Not lately, Basti.
Summon Spider, I don't care. Blister, bless his allies. Improves your chance to hit. Doesn't sound too interesting though. Did we get something new with this?
Have you seen my magic box? It's got all kinds
Not seeing
of
anything
wonders stashed
special,
inside.
so I guess we're gonna hold on to this talent point.
I can predict what
Aye, aye, Captain.
but I cannot speak of what is to come unequivocally. Time and
You.
I are one.
You know what are great? Jokes. Oh, I could tell a joke or two. Free on a good day. I wonder how much of a spark.
There's a lot of options with this one. 20% bonus against being frozen, stunned, petrified, or knocked down. Scoundrel 5, not bad. Those are some of the most common things you have to deal with. but this is basically like having a single extra ability point in one of the resistance abilities. So it would be much cheaper at this stage to just take the extra ability points. To get a 30% bonus to, or 50% to a lot more, or 30% to a lot more concentrated area. Either way, 10% blocking chance while dueling. Okay. 10% bonus, movement bonus. Okay, Harry Master maybe, but we're not tanking with this.
Oh, I could tell a joke or two. Have you seen my magic box? It's got all kinds of wonders stashed inside.
So basically, attribute point or ability points. Not sure what ability would I be looking at. Maybe a little bit of man-at-arms ability. The rush ability, for example, is very useful. Even though we have some movement abilities, we only have basically one teleport ability, which isn't bad by any means. But you have that one thing and then you're stuck there for how long? 10 turns? Yeah, good luck with that. So if we would have 2 quick maneuvering abilities, that would be very useful. Another point is though that we actually don't know how many Tenebrium points we need. So we get excellent Tenebrium weaponry, a little bit of extra boost wouldn't be bad. But it costs us, yeah, it costs a single voice to raise it to 2. I wonder if you can get another boost point from somewhere. Yeah, I don't know where we should invest at this point. Nasty Deeds I don't give a shit about. Lockpicking hasn't been used in the Lukula forest area at all. It was great in the first speed, but after that it's been basically pointless for the most part. Also, if there is unlocking scrolls, how useful is this really? Pickpocketing might have some uses, but I haven't even tried that in a long time. Haven't bothered with it. Just haven't been bothered. Sneaking could be if you would want to avoid fighting, but since I don't care about that,
have you seen my magic box? It's got
so,
all kinds of wonders stashed inside. You know what a great joke.
A point or two in some skill and
free on a good day.
Might be the best thing we can do. Then maybe bodybuilding and willpower type of things. How about Opportunist? Man-at-Arms 1. Bodybuilding 1, Morning Person.
Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick anything now, but I think Man-at-Arms probably would have some bonuses to use. The special attack will also be useful for her. But I'm mostly interested in the ability to move around a little bit.
Think I could fly straight to the void? Aye, Captain could fly straight to the void. Oh, the way up!
Why are there 2 of us? 2 beings that record all of history parallel to one another.
2 extra ability points. We have 0. Could use some maybe in Tenebrium. Use some in bodybuilding. Willpower. Yeah, here we would have a lot of useful stuff. Ability to raise your armor class even a little bit would also help. It would be like... How much would it be?
Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Like 10 points. I don't think it would matter all that much.
Say, have you seen my magic box? It's got all kinds of wonders stashed inside.
15% extra vitality. It's basically around a single constitution point at this point though. When resurrected, you revive with full health.
The crux is what we
Might be very useful. Extra elemental resistances, I don't think so. That's why I'm buying the essences. If I really want the resistances at some point, I can get it fairly high. Extra ability points will probably be the best. Opportunist, maybe,
the time of the pen will return.
or whatever it's called, fully. I probably have it already right. Slowed, crippled, knocked down. Anything that gives you those abilities more, that would be good. Knockdown is something we can do with quite a few. Crippled is only one ability, and slowed is spell.
Oh, I could tell a joke or two.
I'm inclined to go with
To the void. I think I could fly
attribute
straight
points.
to the void. It's drafty in here, isn't it?
Basically because I would like to get the strength going.
Look alive,
I
Madeline.
really would.
Our friend Ahu here is no better
Oh,
than
and
the
we
void when
can
his
for years.
instincts overcome.
Every year. Every year. I said.
I mean, it doesn't get applied too much, but it seems like every serious fight I've been encountering that has any kind of a chance to cause weakness, I get it. With this, I would be able to at least wear the goddamn armor at this point. I would just lose the weapon.
No more about the void. What it is, what lies at the heart of it.
What lies at its heart?
So it's an improvement.
Why? Nothing, of course.
Right, I'm not sure what we can do anymore at this point. Maybe go into the new areas. There might be some minor things we have been left undone. King's Dark Deal.
Think I could
Yeah,
fly
that's
straight
Jahan.
to the void? I think I could fly straight to
Troll,
the void.
Initiation.
The way up.
Right, I think there's like 2 quests that are something I might be able to do here. The others are more or less tied to the various threads of the main quest.
Seb, have you seen my magic box? It's got all